Just wrapped up another insane week of training. I put in just about 15 hours this week, swimming, biking, and running, plus another two strength sessions. So that brings the total up to 16 hours and 25 minutes or so if you add in time for the strength sessions. I'm really pushing myself further than I've ever gone before, and it's great to do that, and I feel great. This week it was really focused around two big brick sessions. One on Wednesday, which I did on the bike trainer. I did some challenging low cadence, high torque intervals, and then I did a run off the bike with a lot of intensity. Hit some high intervals with the intensity, and then on Sunday I wrapped it up with an 81 mile bike ride. It took about 4.5 hours, and that's a PR for me, both of those. The longest, and both in distance and duration for the bike. And then I hit a 3-mile run after that, and it was quite hot. It was hard to get through it, but I pushed myself and I did it. My mantra for this training period is play to the whistle, right? And that means put in the effort that I want to put in for the entire time, right? As long as I'm feeling good, as long as I'm feeling healthy and energetic, I want to go further, I want to go longer, I want to push myself. I could cut some of these workouts short, and I will, if I feel the need to. But as long as I'm feeling good, I want to play to the whistle. So I wanted to hit 4 hours on the bike or 70 miles, and I ended up hitting 4.5 and 80 miles. So I feel pretty good about that. Mimicking the biking conditions of Ironman Florida, riding around in South Florida. It's very flat, which you think is easy, but it gets challenging because there's no downhill sections, and you don't ride up hills, you don't use any other muscles. You basically just got to use the same muscles to propel yourself along the flat ground, for 5.5, 6 hours it's going to be on race day for the 112 miles. So, it's good. It's good training. It mimics what I'm going to have to do on race day pretty well. Speaking of mimicking race day, I hit a couple of open water swims this week as well. I did 2,500 yards plus in the ocean twice this week, so I put up a total of like 5,100 yards swimming in the ocean. These last 2 weeks, I have almost 7,000 yards in the ocean and about 3 hours of training out there, and that's getting me ready for what's going to potentially be a challenging swim in the Gulf of Mexico, 2.4 mile swim at the start of Ironman Florida. So I'm trying to, get at least one ocean session in per week. This week I got 2 in because I had some pool challenges. And that, it's about adapting to the adversity. All these different training sessions I have going on, 13 plus per week, right? Everything's not going to go smoothly with them. So I've got to be able to adapt and, kind of roll with the punches as they come. I'm going to have to, improvise from time to time. And this is what you learn doing endurance sports and doing long triathlons. Nothing's ever going to go according to plan. It's great to have a plan, but don't expect to stick to that plan the entire time. You gotta be able to improvise on the fly, and that's true in training, and that's true during races. So right now I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at. I'm coming up on a big week coming up. It's a race week for me. I'm doing an Olympic triathlon down in Key Largo on next Sunday. So that's going to be a good challenge. It's going to be going to try to simulate race conditions as much as I can for Ironman. Obviously it's a lot shorter. It's about a quarter of the distance. But, I'll still get in a solid day's worth of work. I'm not going to do much of a taper or anything before this race. I'm kind of going to treat it like a training session, but then when I get there and start the race, I'll be competing and I'll be giving it my all. But I got a full week of training planned all the way right up till until Saturday. So come Sunday morning, I'm going to wake up with what I have and give it my all. So, it's going to be an interesting experience, but it's going to be good. And, I'll definitely learn something. I always learn something in races. So, competing against others, competing against myself, it really brings out the best in me, and I think it brings out the best in everyone, or at least it has the potential to bring out the best in everyone. So I am looking forward to this week. All this training I'm doing, it's great when you actually get out on a race course and you get to, use some of this stuff that I've been working so hard on, and I get to actually use it in a race situation, and just express myself and the fitness I've built and the ability that I've built to be a triathlete. So I'm excited for this week, and so it should be a good week coming up. I'm going to get a lot of good training in, and going to have a great race next Sunday.